Hello on my wonderful wonderful broskies of the Maverick Nation, and I'm the Archer Maverick, and now it is time for freaking part 7 of What If Lancer Was Friends with Vanilla Sands, part 7. It's part 7 of that. And what are we indeed going to be doing for part 7? Well, if you remember part 6, Lancer and Vanilla Frisk had a kid, and their name is Lisk. Now, Lisk is growing up to be incredibly more and more like their father. Like, they have the kindness of their mother, but they aren't all that famous for showing it all the time. Like, you know, they are more known for, the part of them which is like their father. They're more known for being like that than for being like their mother. Well, there are some times where they are like that, but they're a lot more like their father. And eventually, you know, Lancer and Vanilla Frisk would be like, Lancer, I think it's time for Lisk to get an education, to go to some sort of school. And, you know, that would eventually end up happening. But around about the time, like the end of their, third year of middle school, like whatever middle school they have, Lisk would kind of mention, like the last day, whenever she would go home, she would mention, actually, no. I'm gonna say that whenever, like, Vanilla Frisk mentions the whole education thing, like, Lancer's gonna mention, like, the way Lisk is, do you really think a Darkner school is going to, like, let her in? Like, even though, like, she is supposed to be, like, supposedly going to be the freaking princess of the Darkners, she is the Darkener princess, even though she is supposed to be that, like, do you really ever think that a school, like some sort of study, education or whatever, like any place like that would ever accept her because of the way she is? And even if they did, they'd probably just immediately kick her out because of the way she is. We can't really get her to stop because by now she's stuck with that way. She really is just stubborn, and whenever it comes to, the way she behaves, her personality, her, just who she is as a person. Lisk is just really like, she is indeed, she is a heavy amounts of daddy's girl syndrome. And by that I mean, like, she, like, if you guys know, like, people that have played Deltarune before, and have seen people, play, like, other people that have seen people actually play Deltarune before, or people that have played Deltarune before themselves, they know how Lancer is in the game. He's always calling you a loser, always calling your friends losers, and just overall being crazy. and just loving it, and just being Lancer. And well, just seems that Lisk really has like this, daddy's girl syndrome, to where she's like how Lancer was whenever he was a kid. And Lancer can even see that. He's like, he's not blind. He can see the daddy's girl syndrome building up and boiling to the surface. And well, Vanilla Frisk is like, well, we need to do something. And basically, they're just like, well, we have to send them somewhere then. Well, basically, like, eventually someone comes, like, strutting in, and they're just like, they inform Lancer and Vanilla Frisk that a new fountain has, like, opened up, like a geyser has opened up. A new one has opened up. Like, an area where, like, several Darkners have last reported seeing, you know, the sands that they're looking for, black, like, not black, shit. Like, why do I keep on doing that? Dark web sands, like, the last reported area where he was found. Now there's a fountain there. A new, like, geyser slash fountain has opened up there in that area. And apparently, like, the readings that they were getting, and whenever they sent over the readings to the royal scientist Vanilla Chara, Vanilla Frisk older sister, Vanilla Chara, basically what Vanilla Chara told him is that basically she told him where the thing is going to lead to, like some place that has a large amount of similarities to, like, the human world. Like, note that she said human world, not Lightner world, human world. However, one big thing to note is 80% of the population have powers that they call quirks, and 20% of the population do not. However, not all of the 80% of the population that have quirks are necessarily good people. And even people that don't have quirks aren't necessarily good people. Not every one of them. Like, 20% of the population is quirkless, and even the 80% of the population that have quirks, not all of them are very good people. And even like the 20%, there are some that are part of the 20% that not all of them are good people either. But that doesn't mean that everyone's bad. It just means that even in like the less, like the non-powered civilization, like the non-powered beings, there are still some bad people. But that's why they are heroes, apparently, pro heroes that stop the villains. So, it's contained. Like, all the bad stuff, apparently, at least from the readings that Vanilla Char is getting, uh, uh, like, supposedly the crime is contained and, dealt with. That is, like, non lethal and, keeps everyone safe. And, well, whenever Lisk hears about this, she's like, okay, where do I sign up? And basically, Vanilla Frisk is like, it's nothing you have to sign up for. You would basically just go into the fountain and you would be transported there. But, I mean, how sure can you be that it's, like, safe? And, Lancer will just be like, our daughter's not weak, Frisk. They're actually pretty strong, even for their age. They have royal blood coursing through their veins, and they are also a very determined soul. Yes, with their royal blood and very determined soul, I have no doubt that they could, find a successful education and not die. And so basically, Lisk had just now been informed that this is just for the freaking education. And so Lisk is teleported to this world, and like the first thing that she sees that really pisses her off is this one kid who, whenever another kid tries to stop him from bullying one kid, like then he bullies that kid. And apparently this kid who's like a real mean bully, he has blonde hair, and for some reason he can shoot explosions out of his hands. And Liska's like, could this be a quirk? Perhaps. Maybe. Maybe this just could be an example of a quirk. But he looks no older than me. In fact, none of them really look all that much older than me. Yet they're able to use these powers? They're not Darkners. Then again, to just assume that just because they're not Darkners, they don't have powers would be pretty foolish of me. So, I should be extra precautious with what I do whenever I confront this person. And then she just hears someone yells "Hey, you oddball, you want to be next?" And then just hears another person is like, "Oh, wait, please, Kachan, don't." And basically, the name would catch Lisk's eye and be like, "Kachan?" And the person with the blonde hair would just be like, "That's only what the nerd calls me. My name is Katsuki Bakugo. And the only reason I'm telling you that is because I want that to be the last thing you hear before you die. The last name you know before I end your life, nerd." And basically, Lisk is just thinking in her head, who is this mofo, this weird ass looking mofo, to be assuming her a nerd? She is freaking royalty. She will have him know she is freaking royalty. And not just any royalty, the freaking princess of the freaking Darkener world. So basically, she's just like, nerd? How dare you? And basically, this other person is just like, how dare I? How dare you? And, Lisk is just like, okay, that's it. I've had enough of your mouth. And then she just decides to throw a couple spades. A couple spade attacks at Bakugo. This person who calls himself Katsuki Bakugo. And Katsuki Bakugo, this person who calls himself that, they shoot out some explosions from their hands. And, the explosions and the spade attacks connect. And it just. And this person is just like, wait, how were you able to nullify my explosions with your spade attack things? How in the hell are you able to create spades out of your palm of your hands? And Lisk is like, I would also like to know how you're able to create explosions out of the palm of your hands. And plus, I would also like an apology for calling me a nerd whenever I and the princess of the Darkner world, Lisk. And Katsuki Bakugo, the guy who called himself Katsuki Bakugo, is just like laughing his ass off. He's like, Lisk? What kind of name is that? And, you know, it's just like Lisk is just getting like pissed off, and it's just like, control your anger, Lisk. Just trying to get you mad so you'll make a mistake. He's the one who's made a mistake here by insulting royalty. So it seems you want some more, huh? And basically, Katsuki Bakugo guy, he's just like, well, funny, that's what I was about to say to you. And basically, Lisk just disappears, and Bakugo's like, wait, what? What just happened there? And Lisk just like appears above him, and he's like, how do you like this? And, well, basically, she just pulls off a triple spade attack, like the attack that the Chaos King was going to use to kill off Susie, Chris, and Rouse, like the triple spade thing. And she just pulls off a perfected, like, triple spade. That's basically what she calls the attack, like the triple spade. And, well, Lancer calls it that too, so why not? So she's just like, triple spade! And Bakugo's like, wait, what the? And like, bam! And Bakugo's lights are just knocked the frick out. And Lisk just finally, like, hits the ground, like, lands on her feet. And she's just like, there's more where that came from, boys. And basically, all of Bakugo's, like, cronies, like, they just run for the freaking hills. Even though the hills do indeed have eyes. they just they just run for it. Like they're Audi 500, 5000 or whatever. And basically the person who was trying to help the other person that, this Katsuki Baku guy was apparently bullying originally, you know, this person who was trying to help that person, they just come up and they like dust stuff and like come up to Lisk and they're just like, oh, my name is Izuku Midoriya, and thank you, but you didn't have to knock him out. And Lisk is just like, actually, quite to the contraire. I believe that if I didn't finish things right here, right now, that he would have continued to be annoying. And as for the whole bullying thing, anyone who's smart can tell you bullying is not only wrong, but it's annoying, stupid, and bad. And just everything that is not right. You know, it's just, it's not right, regardless of any sort of position he might have had above or below you, or anyone. Has he done this before? Do I have to hit him again? Will another triple spade attack suffice? And she's just about to pull another one off, and Izuku's like, no, you won't need to do that again. I can promise you that. Well, uh, not really, but it's just Bakugo. I, I just please don't hurt him any more than you already have. If anything, the most you've hurt him is in his pride. And Liz is like, why are you trying to defend this guy if he's such a jerk? And then the person who, Izuku tried to freaking save was just like, thanks, but, um, well, never mind. And then they just run off. And Lisk is just like, well, whatever. I gotta go. Uh, apparently we gotta do something important. I mean, wherever I can apply, I will. And Lisk basically ends up like going to the same school that Izuku goes to, but that ends up, having them in the same school as Bakugo. And whenever Lisk sees Bakugo again, Lisk is just like, are you sure, Izuku? And Izuku's like, am I sure what? And Lisk is just like, are you sure I shouldn't kill him? And Izuku's just like, well, killing is wrong and heroes don't kill, right? You, you, uh, you want to be a hero, right? You were talking about how you were a princess of a darker world, I think. That's what I heard you saying. Well, uh, never mind. Just please don't kill him. And Lisk is like, well, as long as he doesn't give me a reason, I won't. And, well, you know, it's basically, the teacher's just like, I know what you want to be like. You all want to be heroes. Oh, it looks like a total of 3 people have signed up for UA today. But 2 of the signatures seem to be in the same type of handwriting. And Lisk is like, what the hell does he mean by that? And Izuku is just whispering to Lisk, and he's like, I signed you up for UA. It's the most prestigious hero school. I mean, the way you just came in and took care of the situation like a pro hero would against a villain, even though I know Bakugo wants to be a hero too, you know, of course you would probably want to be a hero. And getting into UA and getting a license from graduating there is the perfect way to do just that. I'm sorry for not telling you ahead of time, but I was afraid you were going to decline. I'm sorry. And Lisk is actually like, actually, you're quite alright, Izuku. But the guy said 3 names, right? And 2 in the same handwriting? You don't mean you signed up too? And Izuku's like, yeah, I want to be a hero too. And basically, the first name that's the teacher mentions is Katsuki Bakugo. And Bakugo just does his whole spiel about, you know, everyone else being like a loser, like only being the sidekick to some D-list freaking hero. And, all of a sudden Izuku realizes what looks to be like the summoning of a triple spade attack underneath Bakugo's seat. And Izuku just like taps on Lisk's desk and is like, no, just no. Besides, there'll be plenty of time to get everything, you know, get get to what you're wanting, or at least in a hero way. later on. I'm sure of it. And Liska's just like, ugh, fine, but only if you do one thing for me. And Izuku's like, what's that? And Liska's like, well, since you signed for me, hmm, you have to agree to be best friends with me. No matter what happens. Even if I might accidentally lose control. And also, you're going to have to help me with my control. Because if I can't even stand him once, pulling one of his little superiority complex deals, well, it's just. I. I. I need someone to be there with me. Please, Izuku Midoriya, will you be my friend? My best friend? And Izuku's just like, of course. I mean, heroes are supposed to be like friends with people like, well, good heroes are. And I do indeed want to become a good hero. And if I can help you in any way with the problems you're having, uh, so that you don't kill Bakugo or anyone else that we may meet in the future, so that you can indeed become a hero yourself, of course. And they both say it at the same time, shake on it. And like, shaking. And then right after that, like something like knocks Izuku out of his like freaking mind hole, and it's just like Izuku Midoriya, and Lisk just like thumbs up. And apparently the teacher did not realize that the two names were written in the same handwriting, because he just goes up and mentions freaking Lisk. The only thing he really does seem to mention, mention that he like noticed, is that the person apparently does not have a last name, or at least their last name doesn't seem to be a normal one. Like basically, what was like put there was like the one thing that he does end up noting is that part of it is written in like a type of handwriting, and then the other part of it is written in a different type. And Izuku's like, wait, what? I don't remember doing that. And Lisk is just like, and Izuku's like, wait, they're that fast? Uh, Lisk, you're that fast. I couldn't even see you. And Lisk is like, yeah, that's what royal blood and an insanely determined soul will get you sometimes, you know what I mean? And Izuku's just like, so wait, you weren't kidding about the princess thing? And wait, an insanely determined soul? And like Lisk is just like, yep, I am that fast. Well, whenever I'm just doing my thing. And basically, Izuku just, gets the message. She was that fast, and she wasn't even trying to be fast. That's her, like, at her regular fast speed. Like, just like, that's kind of like her jogging pace. And whenever Izuku realizes that, that she wasn't even really trying all that hard to be that fast. He's like, holy shit. Like, I have a friend now that's like, they, they are, if they're any bit as strong as they are fast, then just, oh boy. Not only did they sign up, well, I partially signed up with them as well, and, signed them up partially, but they are definitely going to get into UA. If that's just like their jogging pace, their jogging speed, if that right there is just that to them, and royal blood and an extremely determined soul, what the hell does any of that mean? Like, at least to them, like, what's going on? And that hoodie that they wear, they never seem to pull up, like, the cowl of it to show their face. The only thing I can ever really see of it is a really large smile, or in the case of their confrontation with Bakugo, a large, very large, uh, scowl of disgust. And just overall not liking someone. I guess it would indeed be a good thing to have someone to help them control their urges to want to kill Bakugo, so that, he doesn't die within the first day. But then again, there is the entrance exams. Wait, is wait, are they even aware of the entrance exams? And basically, Izuku explains to Lisk about the entrance exams, like just in case they weren't aware, because, they just seem to appear out of nowhere and assert themselves into, the entire situation. And Lisk is like, entrance exam. Okay then. Entrance exams to see who will be let into UA and who won't be. And even if they're let into UA, it will also choose if they're 1A material or if they're 1B material. And 1A is supposed to be the best of the best. No slouches allowed. No slouches are allowed. No slouches allowed. Damn it, I cannot freaking words today. No slouches allowed around in there. It's my best guess. Wait till I tell mom and dad. It's so cool. I get to be a hero. Not only am I a princess, but I'm gonna get to be a hero, a pro hero. Just as soon as I graduate from this UA thing. They're gonna train me how to be a hero. UA. I'm coming. And I'm going to do this. Just have to pass the exam, and if I do my best, hopefully. No, not hopefully. I will. I will get into 1A. I will not settle for second best. A princess of the Darkner world does not settle for second best. I will prove that Every fiber of my being is deserving of the best there is whenever it comes to heroes, especially professional heroes. I kept on hearing about some guy named All Might. Apparently, Izuku likes him a lot, and so does that Katsuki Bakugo kid. Apparently, Izuku's full name is Izuku Midoriya. That's interesting. I've been thinking about meeting his family. Apparently, his father is no longer around. Something about a job overseas that helps with the lifestyle that they're able to live? I don't know. But Izuku said his mother's very kind. I wonder what it will be like, maybe someday, for me to get Izuku and his mother to visit us at Card Castle in the Darkening World. Well, that'll just be another thing I'll have to prepare for. I'll have to be ready. Yeah, I won't ever be not ready. I won't ever fail myself. I won't ever fail my family. And that's because I am Lisk, the princess of all darkness. And what that means is I have to be an example for my people. To let them know that we are all strong. And in order to do that, I have to be strong. I have to be the best that I could ever be. And so I will never settle for second best. I will always be at the top. Even if that means I have to. No. The only thing I would ever settle for second best for is whenever it comes to pro heroes. Izuku wants so badly to. He idolizes that All Might guy so much. I could never take that from him. Even whenever I want so badly to be the very best out of all of the heroes, out of all of the pro heroes, I could never take that dream from Izuku. We're supposed to be friends. I can't do that to a friend. My friend. However, everything else, look at world, because the Darkner Princess is here. I am here. Anyways, Alexander Dawson's because the Dark Shadow Maverick is OUT out of here. You boys. Bye.